Sloane gripped the cold metal bars of the holding cell, her knuckles white as the fluorescent lights buzzed overhead like angry hornets. The betrayal hit harder than any tackle on the field. Her own soccer teammates, the women she'd bled with through championships, had called the cops on her after spotting her kissing Addison in the locker room parking lot. Now isolated in this sterile precinct in downtown Chicago, she wondered if fighting back would shatter everything she'd built, or if silence would erode her soul even faster. The call had come at midnight, right after practice. Sloane's phone lit up with Addison's name, but before she could answer, sirens wailed outside the stadium. Her teammates, led by Captain Riley, stood in a huddle, arms crossed, whispering accusations laced with disgust. "We can't have that in our team," Riley had sneered, her voice dripping with false piety. "It's distracting. Unprofessional." Sloane's heart pounded as officers cuffed her for disturbing the peace, a flimsy charge masking the real issue: her love for another woman. In the squad car, Sloane's mind raced, years of hiding, of pretending her dates with men were real, all crumbling because of one stolen moment. Why did they care so much? Was it jealousy, fear, or just the echo of their own repressed lives? At the station, Officer Marquez processed her with a sympathetic nod, but the isolation cell felt like a tomb. Sloane paced the small space, her thoughts a whirlwind. "I gave everything to that team," she seethed inwardly. "Sacrificed relationships, pushed my body to breaking point. And for what? To be outed like this?" Addison's face flashed in her mind, the way her eyes sparkled when they shared secrets over late-night coffee. Their relationship had been a sanctuary, built in shadows to avoid judgment from Sloane's conservative family back in Texas. Her parents, devout Baptists, would disown her if they knew. But now, with this arrest, the news would spread like wildfire. Sloane sank to the bench, burying her face in her hands. The decision loomed. Deny it all, claim it was a misunderstanding, or own it and face the fallout. Denying felt like betraying Addison, but owning it could cost her career, her family, everything. Hours ticked by in agonizing slowness. Sloane replayed the evening. The team's victory party winding down, her slipping out to meet Addison. The kiss was impulsive, born of exhaustion and longing. Then the flash of phone cameras from the shadows, her teammates spying, gathering evidence. Riley's text to the group chat afterward: "We need to handle this." Handle what? Love? Sloane's anger bubbled. They're the ones disturbing the peace, she thought. Hypocrites, preaching unity while stabbing me in the back. When Marquez returned with water, Sloane straightened. "This is bullshit," she muttered. "They called you because I'm gay." Marquez paused, his expression softening. "Off the record? Yeah, I figured. But procedure's procedure." Sloane's mind clicked, maybe he could help. But trusting a stranger? Risky. Yet, as the night wore on, isolation gnawed at her resolve. She needed a plan, not just survival but retribution. Addison arrived at dawn, her eyes red from crying, demanding to see Sloane. Through the glass partition, their hands pressed against the barrier. "I love you," Addison whispered, voice cracking. "Don't let them break us." Sloane's throat tightened. Addison, the free-spirited painter who'd pulled her out of her shell, deserved better than this secrecy. But Sloane's family loomed large, her mother's voice echoing in her head. "God has a plan for you with a good man." The mouth wand tore at her. "If I fight, Mom finds out. If I don't, I lose myself." Addison's plea pushed her. "Call a lawyer. Make them pay." Sloane nodded, resolve hardening. By morning, she was released on bail, but the damage was done. Teammates' social media buzzed with veiled posts about team purity. Sloane's phone exploded with messages, support from strangers, venom from allies turned foes. Back home in her cramped apartment, Sloane collapsed on the couch, Addison wrapping her in a blanket. "Why didn't you tell me about the risks?" Addison asked softly. Sloane sighed. "Because I thought I could handle it. Thought the team was family. But they weren't." Riley's betrayal stung deepest. She'd confided in her once, about crushes on girls in college. Riley had laughed it off then. Now this. Sloane's inner turmoil raged. Was it envy? Riley's failing marriage, her own hidden desires? The decision crystallized, Sloane would go public. Not just defend but expose. She drafted a statement, fingers trembling. "My teammates betrayed me for loving who I love. But I won't hide anymore." Posting it felt like jumping off a cliff. Likes poured in, but so did hate. Her agent called. This could end your sponsorships. Sloane's heart sank. The price of truth, she thought. Is it worth it? As the day unfolded, Sloane faced her first confrontation. Riley showed up at her door, face flushed. You can't do this to the team, she hissed. Withdraw the statement. Sloane stood tall. You called the cops on me. For a kiss. Riley's eyes darted. It was for the greater good. Sponsors don't want drama. Sloane laughed bitterly. Drama? You mean diversity? The argument escalated, Riley revealing her own fears. My husband would leave if he knew I tolerated this. Sloane paused. Tolerated? Or felt it? But pity turned to resolve. Get out, Sloane said. Riley left, slamming the door. Alone, Sloane questioned. Am I destroying lives for my own? Addison held her. No. You're fighting for us. But the doubt lingered, a shadow over her victory. The media storm hit by evening. Local news picked up the story. Star athlete outed by teammates. Sloane's phone rang off the hook. Interviews, support groups. But her family's call came last. Her mother, voice trembling. Is it true? Sloane's breath caught. Yes, Mom. I'm gay. Silence, then sobs. How could you? After all we've taught you. The rejection cut deep. A wound Sloane had anticipated but not prepared for. Years of love erased in seconds. Her father didn't even speak. Hanging up, Sloane wept in Addison's arms. The price was steep, family ties severed, perhaps forever. Yet, in the pain, a spark of freedom ignited. She wasn't alone anymore. Sloane woke to a barrage of notifications, her statement viral overnight. Support flooded in from LGBTQ+ advocates, but backlash from conservative fans burned. Traitor to the sport, one comment read. Sloane's mind swirled with doubt. Did I escalate too far? Addison brewed coffee, her presence an anchor. You're brave, she said. But we need to strategize. Sloane nodded, calling her lawyer Elena, a fierce advocate for queer rights. This is discrimination, Elena declared over the phone. We'll sue the team for harassment. The word sue hung heavy. Sloane had dreamed of captaining, not litigating. Betraying them back, is that justice or revenge? But Riley's face from yesterday fueled her. Yes, it was necessary. The team meeting was called urgently at the stadium. Sloane arrived head high, Addison waiting in the car. Inside, coaches and players sat stony-faced. Riley avoided her gaze. Coach Harlan spoke first. This is a mess. Sloane, your personal life is affecting the team. Sloane's anger flared. My personal life? They called the cops. Murmurs erupted. Teammate Jess, usually quiet, spoke up. We were scared. The sponsors. Sloane cut in. Scared of what? Love. The room tensed. Riley exploded. It's not natural. Think of the kids we inspire. Sloane's heart ached. Kids like me hiding. She countered. Hiding hurts more. I won't pretend anymore. The meeting dissolved in chaos, Harlan suspending Sloane pending investigation. Walking out, she felt the weight. Career on the line for authenticity. Home became a war room. Addison spread out articles on similar cases, athletes outed fighting back. We can win this, she urged. But Sloane's thoughts drifted to her past. In college, she dated men to fit in. Each kiss feeling like a lie. Meeting Addison at an art gallery 2 years ago changed everything. The spark instant, terrifying. Why fight so hard now? Because denial had cost her joy. Yet, as they planned, Addison's phone buzzed. Her gallery boss, hesitant. This publicity might affect exhibitions. Addison paled. Sloane's guilt surged. My battle, her casualty.
I'm sorry, Sloane whispered.
Addison shook her head. We're in this together. But the crack showed. Addison's career, fragile in the art world, now at risk. Family pressure mounted. Sloane's sister Mia called secretly. Mom's devastated. Says you're choosing sin over family. Sloane's chest tightened. It's not a choice, Mia. Mia hesitated. I support you, but Dad's talking disinheritance. The word stung. Sloane's inheritance, meant for a house, now a weapon. They'd rather lose me than accept. Inner conflict raged. Call them, beg forgiveness? No. That would betray Addison herself. Instead, she wrote a letter, pouring out years of silence. I hid to protect you, but it killed me. Sending it felt final, a door closing. Addison held her as tears fell. You're not alone. But isolation crept in, friends ghosting, teammates dividing. The lawsuit filed that afternoon. Elena announced it publicly. Sloane versus Chicago strikers for wrongful outing and discrimination. Media frenzy ensued. Sloane gave her first interview, voice steady. I loved my team, but love shouldn't be a crime. Backlash intensified. Protests outside games, hate mail. One letter chilled her. You'll regret this. Sloane's paranoia grew. Who sent it? A fan? Riley. Addison suggested security, but Sloane brushed it off. I won't live in fear. Yet at night, doubts whispered. What if I lose everything? Career, family, her? Addison's reassurance helped, but her own stress showed. Skipped meals, distant stares. Confrontation came at a team fundraiser. Sloane attended defiantly, supporters cheering. Riley cornered her in the bathroom. Drop the suit. You're tearing us apart. Sloane met her eyes. You started this. Riley's facade cracked. I was protecting my family. My kids' school. Rumors. Sloane softened momentarily. We're all victims of this system. But then, protection? By betraying me. Riley stormed out.
Later. Jess approached. I'm sorry.
I didn't speak up. Sloane nodded. Stand with me now. Jess wavered, then agreed. A small alliance forming. But the victory felt hollow as Addison texted. Gallery pulled my show. Too controversial. Sloane's world tilted. My fight, her loss. Guilt consumed her. Is love worth this destruction? As weeks passed, the case built. Depositions revealed ugly truths. Teammates' emails plotting the call, laced with slurs. Sloane's testimony was grueling. Recounting the arrest, the shame. I felt like a criminal for existing. The judge's sympathetic nod gave hope. But personal toll mounted. Addison's distance grew. Arguments flared. I support you, but this is consuming us, Addison admitted one night. Sloane's fear peaked. Losing her would break me. They talked till dawn, recommitting. Yet Sloane's inner voice questioned. Am I selfish, dragging her down? Family reconciliation seemed impossible. Mom's email. Come home, repent. Sloane deleted it, heart heavy. Repent for love? Never. But loneliness gnawed. Support groups helped, stories of similar pain. One woman shared. I lost my job but gained freedom. Sloane clung to that. The high came when a sponsor dropped the team, citing discrimination. Riley's public apology followed, forced and insincere. Sloane watched on TV, satisfaction mixed with pity. She pays too. But the cycle of damage continued. Court day dawned tense. Sloane dressed sharply, Addison by her side in the courthouse halls. Protesters outside chanted. Some for, some against. Sloane's stomach churned. This defines me now. Inside, Elena argued masterfully. This isn't about distraction, it's about bigotry. Riley testified reluctantly. We overreacted. But cross-examination exposed lies, her past homophobic posts. Sloane's turn came, she spoke truthfully. I hid my identity to belong. But belonging shouldn't require erasure. The room hushed. Addison squeezed her hand post-testimony. Proud of you. But Sloane wondered, at what cost? Verdict waited weeks, suspense agonizing. Sloane trained alone, banned from team practices. Isolation deepened, old friends silent, new ones wary. Addison's career stalled. She painted furiously, canvases dark with emotion. This inspires me, she claimed, but Sloane saw the strain. One evening, argument erupted. You're obsessed with winning, Addison accused. What about us? Sloane recoiled. This is for us. But doubt seeded. Am I fighting society or escaping my fears? Reconciliation attempt. A quiet dinner reaffirming love. Yet cracks lingered. Family intervention arrived unexpectedly. Dad flew in unannounced. At her door, his face etched with age. We need to talk. Sloane let him in, heart pounding. I love you, but this. It's wrong. Sloane's voice steady. Wrong for who? Your church. He shared stories, his own youth, suppressed feelings. I chose the path. You should too. Sloane's anger mixed with empathy. He's trapped too. I won't live a lie, Dad. He left, promising to think. The encounter stirred turmoil. Can bridges rebuild? Or are they burned? Media scrutiny intensified. A tabloid leaked Addison's past. A brief marriage to a man. Hypocrite, headlines screamed. Addison broke down. It was before I accepted myself. Sloane comforted her, but rage boiled at the invasion. Society's claws always digging. They issued a joint statement. Our pasts don't define us. Support surged but privacy shattered. Sloane's paranoia peaked. Followed by photographers? She hired security, resenting the necessity. The team fractured further. Jess and 2 others quit in solidarity, forming a support network. Riley faced backlash, her captaincy stripped. Sloane received her apology call. I was wrong. Scared. Sloane paused. Fear doesn't excuse betrayal. Forgiveness? Not yet. She must earn it. But the conversation humanized Riley. Her own marital woes, societal pressure. Sloane reflected. We're all products of this broken world. Verdict day, courtroom packed. Judge ruled in Sloane's favor. Discrimination proven, damages awarded. Cheers erupted. Sloane hugged Addison, tears flowing. We did it. Media hailed her as a hero. But victory tasted bittersweet. Team fined, Riley suspended. Sloane's suspension lifted but trust gone. Return or walk away. She chose the latter, announcing retirement. Time for new beginnings. Fans mourned but Sloane felt liberated. Post-verdict. Family thawed slightly. Mom called. I don't understand but I miss you. Sloane's hope flickered. That's a start. Visits planned, tentative. Addison's gallery rebooked her show, themed around resilience. Their relationship strengthened through fire. Yet scars remained, lost friendships, emotional exhaustion. Sloane spoke at events advocating change. One speech. Silence costs more than speaking. Applause thundered, but inwardly. Did I pay too much? Addison's art sold out. Profits funding queer charities. They moved to a quieter suburb, rebuilding. Months later, normalcy teased. Sloane coached youth soccer, focusing on inclusivity. Kids idolized her story. But shadows lingered, hate comments online, occasional stares. Addison thrived. Her paintings exhibited nationally. Their home filled with art, love. Yet, arguments resurfaced. Sloane's activism consumed time. Balance us, Addison pleaded. Sloane agreed, scaling back. Love requires sacrifice too. A betrayal twist. Jess confessed. She tipped the media on Addison's past for attention. Sloane confronted her. Why? Jess sobbed. Jealous. You got the spotlight. Trust shattered again. Sloane cut ties, pain fresh. Even allies falter. The incident reignited doubt. Is anyone reliable? Family visit tested waters. Parents arrived, awkward hugs. Dinner tense. We pray for you, Mom said. Sloane replied. Pray for acceptance. Dad shared. I'm trying. Progress slow but real. Mia brought support, bridging gaps. Sloane's relief mixed with wariness. Can they change? Society's pressure persisted. A bill against queer rights loomed. Sloane lobbied against it. Exhaustion hit. Rallies, interviews. Addison worried. You're burning out. Sloane admitted. For a better world. But internally at my expense? A health scare, stress-induced panic attack, forces pause. Doctor's orders, rest. Addison nursed her. We're enough. Riley's redemption arc unfolded. She reached out, genuinely apologetic, starting a diversity program. Sloane met her. Prove it.
Collaboration tentative, Ellingwood.
Forgiveness as strength? Addison proposed one evening, ring simple. Marry me. Sloane's joy overflowed. Yes. Planning quiet, intimate. But family reaction mixed. Parents attended reluctantly. The wedding symbolized triumph, vows heartfelt. Through betrayal and fight, we choose each other. Post-honeymoon, challenges arose. Sloane's coaching job faced backlash from parents. Not a role model. She fought, winning with community support. Addison's fame brought suitors, jealousy flaring. Trust me, she urged. Sloane did, but insecurities whispered. A major confrontation. National interview where Sloane debated a conservative pundit. Your lifestyle corrupts sports, he claimed. Sloane countered. Bigotry corrupts society. Viewers divided, but her poise won respect. Yet threats followed, online harassment peaking. They relocated temporarily, safety first. Reflection deepened. Sloane journaled, the price, family strain, career shift, emotional scars. Worth it? For freedom, yes. Addison echoed. We awakened. Years blended into routine, but echoes remained. Sloane's book on her journey became a bestseller, inspiring thousands. Addison's art graced museums. Their marriage solid, adopting a rescue dog symbolizing new life. But past betrayals haunted dreams. Sloane therapy sessions unpacked. I chose truth but lost pieces. Family fully reconciled? Not quite. Holidays awkward but present. Mom's hug warmer. I love you as you are. Dad's pride in her book, Progress. Society evolved slowly. Queer athletes rose, crediting Sloane. She mentored, paying forward. Riley became an ally, co-founding initiatives. Their friendship rebuilt, cautious. A final twist. Anonymous letter revealed a teammate's own secret bisexual hiding. Sloane reached out. You're not alone. The woman came out, crediting Sloane's courage. Cycle broken. Addison and Sloane reflected on anniversaries. We paid dearly but gained more. Travels, adventures, life fuller. Yet one evening Sloane pondered aloud. Was fighting worth the pain? Addison smiled. It made us who we are. In the end, Sloane stood as a beacon but questioned the toll. Was exposing hypocrisy the right path? Or did it perpetuate division?